Alright everyone, what's up? How's everyone doing tonight? So, last stream, we were able to finish all the DLC. We beat the Ivory King. Sorry, I was eating a popsicle here. Beat the Ivory King. We were able to open the King's Gate. And now we can go to the Throne of Want on the staircase, which is basically Drangleic's killing with the first flame. So we've seen many kingdoms have come and went since Lordran, and now we're on Drangleic. So the killing the first flame is gone, but the first flame is still preserved deep underground with the Throne of Want, where whoever sits upon the Throne of Want will link the fire. We spoke with the Emerald Herald last time. She said she was a creation of the dragons to try to beat the curse, but she failed. So kind of like Aldia's creations with himself and the ancient dragon, studying the dragons, how they were half alive, half mineral in a sense, where they existed outside of the scope of life and death and light and dark. He tried studying and creating beings like that, but they failed, and Shanalot, as she said her real name is also one of them, although she said she was created by the dragons and not Aldia. So, she wants us to link the first flame, and she was waiting for a champion to come to end the curse, but just like in Dark Souls 1, linking the fire really does nothing because we linked it in Dark Souls 1, and the cycle continued, and Vendrick realized that, and Aldia realized that. But some people, like Shanalot here, don't realize that. So, with that knowledge, and with what we learned throughout the game, with how Aldia told us about Gwyn's truth, and how Vendrick said that linking the fire really is meaningless, as the cycle will always continue, let's beat this damn game and make a choice. Come a long way. Killed many bosses just to this point. Shanalot said the Chandra was coming for us, and Vendrick even confirmed that she's also a fragment of Manus, representing his want, I believe. And she was waiting for a champion to come along to be able to reach the Throne of Want so she could usurp the flame for herself. She wants to bring an Age of Dark, but with using the power of the first flame, which is an ending you can actually use in Dark Souls 3. So, Nishandra was ahead of the curve. But let's do this thing. First is the Throne Watcher and Defender. Honestly, really cool duo fight. Because I did the DLC, these guys are going to go down hard. Yeah, they went down hard just because I did the DLC. But yeah, up ahead is the Throne of Want.
Brave undead, you have proven yourself to me.
Nishandra's true form. You can see she just even looks like all the skeletons a part of her. Kind of reminds me of Nito. But she just screams abyss here. And what's funny is her human form looks a lot like Dusk of Ulasil, which I'm pretty sure Manus liked. So, interesting. Unfortunately, Nishandra is also a joke, especially if you do the DLC. Okay then. Well, at least we get to see her other cutscene. So when you die to her the first time and then come back, she has a new cutscene, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I shouldn't have stood right at the edge, I suppose. But yeah, I don't hollow anymore, as you see. I just don't hollow, now that I was able to get the true power of the crowns. There's a way to beat hollowing without having to relight the first flame. Alright, here's our second cutscene, which is pretty cool. She's like, oh, you're back.
Brave undead, you have proven yourself to me. Be one with the dark.
You see how, like, she doesn't really recognize you? Like, she doesn't recognize that you already just fought? I think it's something to do with how when you die, you keep respawning until you fully go hollow. That's every undead. An undead can truly never die until they go hollow. Drink up. Damn. Alright. I'm sorry, Nishandra, I take back what I said about you. I'm just not going after her curse things. My health's constantly going down. I'm gonna go for him. See, I do not hollow anymore though, man. Let's go. Alright, I'll actually go after her curse things now. Like cursed orbs or whatever they are. Third time's the charm, right? Yeah, no message this time from her. No cutscene this time. Yeah, now it's a lot easier. I don't know why I didn't go for them the first time. Oh shit, not good. Alright, she's dead. That killed another child of dark. Hey Goat, nice to see you, man. It's alright, man, you're here at the end. Let's go.
One drowned in poison, another succumbed to flame. Still another slumbers in the realm of earth.
He's mentioning all of the DLC kings.
As you now. You, conqueror of adversities. Give us your answer.
Here we go. Now we get to fight all the, It's cool though how he references all the kings that have failed to link the fire. And now it's time we can hit him. Can't hit him though when the fire comes out because it just damages you. Now we can hit him. Bitch. Aldia is down.
I will carry you and remain here patiently. The throne will certainly receive you. But the question remains. Would you tell me? Light, dark, or something else entirely?
So like Dark Souls 1, we can make a choice to link the fire, to take our seat on the throne, or to walk away. Now, in my Dark Souls 1 playthrough, I linked the fire, but I think it's more fitting for Dark Souls 2 if we walk away. Whole time, this is the first time the series has had so much thrown at you, from Vendrick, from Aldia, saying that linking the fire is meaningless. And then Dark Souls 3 ramps that up even further, where pretty much everything is telling you, don't link the fire, let the world die. So I think it'd be really cool if this would be the first time in my universe playthrough that a chosen undead walks away from the fire.
There is no path. Beyond the skin light, beyond the reach of dawn. One could possibly open to us. And yet we see it insatiably, such as our fate.
In Dark Souls 3, one of the endings, though, is the third path. And the Chandra kind of had the third path already. It by usurping the flame. But, ladies and gentlemen, that was Dark Souls 2. Yui Tanamura, thank you very much. People like to bash on him, saying that he's the reason why Dark Souls 2 failed, but it's not. It's another gentleman, I forget exactly who, but another gentleman on the team took over and tried to make Dark Souls 2 Elden Ring before they really could make it Elden Ring. And that's why it had a lot of the problems that it unfortunately does have. So I think Yui Tanamura did a really good job with what he was able to do with the mess that was left behind by that other guy, and was able to make something pretty good. Still the weakest of all the Souls games, but still something pretty damn good. And you can't fully discredit this guy because he's the one who directed the Ring City DLC and co-directed Elden Ring, I'm pretty sure. So I think he's great. He's probably up there with Miyazaki, I'd say. Because Miyazaki's role in this game was he was just a producer because he was directing Bloodborne at the same time Dark Souls 2 was being made. But yeah, that is Dark Souls 2. We see the cast here: Alsana, Claire Corbett, King Vendrick, William Houston. What's cool is that William Houston, he voices Ocelot in Dark Souls 3. I really love his voice. This is also the first game to have music from Yuka Kitamura. She makes amazing Souls music. I mean, Motoi Sakuruba, or Sakuraba, however you say his name. He makes phenomenal music too, but this game being the introduction to Yuka Kitamura, just is like her music on like Sir Alone's theme, and is like a showing of what's to come in Dark Souls 3 in my opinion, because Dark Souls 3 music is so damn good, and that's mostly Yuka Kitamura. Here we go though. This theme. I love. Another thing I'll say that's consistent about every Dark Souls game, the credit themes always slap. I'll let you guys listen to this for a little bit. I'm gonna grab a popsicle. Makes you want to do a replay of Dark Souls 2? Do it, man. I played Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Elden Ring, Bloodborne all the time, and I never get tired of them. These games are like crack for me. And there's not another game that I could think of that falls in this category except maybe like Banjo-Kazooie and Mario 64. These games just have a lot of replayability, and there really isn't anything like them other than Lies of P that I could think of. Even other Souls-likes I played, like Another Crab's Treasure, while I think they're good, they don't give me that itch that I'm looking for when I want more Souls games. Only one that has so far is Lies of P. Yeah, Dark Souls 2, I just really like the feel it has and the atmosphere, and how Dark Souls 1 and 3 really focus more so on the Age of Lords and preserving the Age of Fire. And Dark Souls 2 definitely has that, with how the Emerald Herald even says, like, please link the first flame to stop the undead curse. Because her whole purpose of being created was to stop the undead curse. But Dark Souls 2 focuses more on hollowing and trying to overcome hollowing. And that's why Vendrick and Aldia wasn't even looking for a third path, because linking the fire would only be temporary. Closest you can get with Souls elements in games is Blasphemous. Yeah, but Blasphemous is a 2D game like Hollow Knight. I'm talking about like 3D actual Souls games. Hollow Knight and Blasphemous definitely have the Souls atmosphere and the difficulty and stuff, but they're more so Metroidvanias. That's fair. But yeah, I think I said in the beginning of my playthrough how I'd rank the games. But playing it, it still doesn't change. My favorite to least favorite goes Bloodborne, Dark Souls, Elden Ring, Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2 is still at the bottom, but it's still awesome, and I don't think it should be passed by at all. I see so many streamers just pass over Dark Souls 2. They really shouldn't. A lot of good stuff here. I just completed Dark Souls 2, yes. You know, and I know FromSoft is probably done with the Dark Souls universe, but I really wish we could get more from this universe. I love this universe so much. There's a Dark Souls manga that's coming out end of this month. I pre-ordered it. And there's a Dark Souls novel, and there's Dark Souls graphic novels. I think I'm just going to read them all. Although I don't think the graphic novels are canon, but I think the manga and the novel are. I agree with you, Goat. I think it would be really cool to see at least concept art of a lot of these lands, like Astora and Karim and Thurland and Londor. Londor would be really interesting to see what that looked like. Yeah, Supervisor Hidetaka Miyazaki. That was his role in Dark Souls 2. Thank you. Oh, your game tape was ruined. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, Dark Souls 2 came out 10 years ago. That's nuts. I mean, Scholar of the First Sin didn't, but Dark Souls 2 Vanilla did. Nuts to think about. What's going to be really weird is when Dark Souls 3 hits its 10 years. That's going to be really weird. I played that game a year after it came out. But yeah, we did it. Dark Souls 2 is beaten. I will probably stream Dark Souls 3 as my next one. Probably not this weekend though. I'm going to be going down to the beach. So, probably when I get back. Maybe that Monday or maybe the following weekend I'll start.
Bearer of the curse until hope has fully...
But yeah, with that being said and done, I will end it here. I was able to beat most bosses. Some bosses I just didn't do, like the bullshit trio boss in the Sunken Kingdom, Shulva. I didn't do Blue Smelter Demon, because fuck that. I didn't do Dark Lurker, even though he's a really cool boss. He's just locked behind a bullshit covenant. I didn't do... Oh, I'm sorry, I really missed the Royal Rat Authority. Sorry, I know that boss is really cool, but hey, I didn't have time for him, right? But, you know, I did a lot of the bosses, so... Thank you, everyone who attended my Dark Souls 2 streams. I want to give a shout out to Go to Heal, and I want to give a shout out to Lateralis. I forget your full name, but Lateralis, thank you for attending pretty much every single stream. I don't know if you're in here, but thank you so much. And thanks for all the tips that you gave me too, because there are some things I do forget about this game every time I played, and you helped me out a lot, man. So if you ever do watch this VOD, just know I really appreciate it when you join, and I love talking with you in the chat. But thank you all so much. Dark Souls 3 will be happening soon. But until then, you guys all have a great night. And I'll see you real soon.